Item 1.1, welcome to the June 30th, 2025 regular board meeting of the Banning Unified School District Board of Trustees. The time is 5:30. Please be advised that a recording or broadcast of this meeting is being made at the direction of the board. Clerk Anguiano, please take roll.
Trustee Martinez-Lara.
Present.
Okay. Trustee Navales, not present. President Ruiz.
Present.
Trustee Troutman.
Present.
Clerk Anguiano, present. Please let the record reflect that we have a quorum.
So good evening, Board President, members of the board, and community. In pursuant to Assembly Bill 2449, which allows a board member to participate through teleconference, there are some questions that we have for Ms. Lucy Martinez-Lara. So before we ask those questions, I just want to go over the criteria. Number one is that we need to have a quorum of the board, which we do tonight. There are 3 members present. And we need to provide a 2-way audio-visual platform, and we do have that with Zoom. And 3, there needs to be just cause. And one of the causes, or I'll just list the causes, there's 4: childcare, contagious illness, physical or mental disability, or travel while official business. I believe this meets the criteria under number 1, childcare. And so with that being said, Ms. Martinez-Lara, I think I just want to make sure you are asking or requesting the body to approve your attendance via teleconference. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir. Please.
And is it accurate based upon the reason that I listed for childcare?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next component, there's 2 more. One is that this is only allowed in our case, given how many board members meetings we have a year, up to 2 times, and I believe 2 times for the calendar year, and I believe this is the 2nd time. And finally, Ms. Martinez-Lara, you have to disclose whether there are any individuals over the age of 18 present at the remote location that you are at.
There is not.
So with that being said, I think it's at the board's purview discretion, thank you, to allow Mrs. Lucy Martinez to participate at your discretion.
So I'm good with it.
I am too.
So am I.
Okay, very well, thank you.
Would you like to lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. Please stand.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1.3, adopt agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Are there any board requests to change the agenda? Do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as posted?
I move. I second.
I have a motion from Trustee Troutman and a second from Clerk Anguiano. All those in favor say, oh, aye.
Aye.
You took her away. I wasn't sure what happened. Sorry. Aye. The agenda is adopted with a 4-0 vote. Item 1.4, opportunity for community comments, closed session items. Did we receive any other? No? Okay. At this time, I would like to call forward Angelica Lyons.
Individuals who wish to address the board on matters which affect the district and its programs are requested to complete a request to address Board of Trustees card and submit it to the administrative assistant. Speakers are asked to limit comments to 3 minutes. While the board welcomes input from the community, they will not respond or take action during public comments. The board may decide to refer matters to the district staff or take under advisement for a future meeting. All speakers are reminded to be respectful and courteous.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Angelica Lyons. I am the president of the Banning Football Booster as well as the treasurer to the Athletic Booster. The football booster supports the football team at Banning High, and the athletic booster supports all sports at Banning High. I'm here today to discuss what seems to be an ongoing issue within the Banning School District, which is transportation. I've sat in a few meetings and heard from employees about different issues surrounding the transportation department. I'm here to offer you a different perspective of the transportation issue and how the department issues seem to be affecting the students. During our 2024 football season, we had a transportation issue during 2 of our games. We were informed the morning of a game that the number of buses that were scheduled to arrive in the afternoon wouldn't be available. Decisions had to be made on who could use the buses that day. Our head coach had to drive his own personal vehicle that night to get all the necessary safety equipment out there for our players. This is a nuisance for our coaching staff, but had to be done in order for necessary safety equipment to be available for our players. This also led to the cheerleaders driving district vans to the game. When one of the vans broke down, the cheerleaders were left stranded. They had to make 2 trips back and forth just to get everybody home that night. The football team had an incredible season and made it to the CIF, which hadn't been done in quite a few years. That was a great accomplishment that all of us were very proud of. However, right before the CIF game, our coach was notified that there was a bus issue again, and we didn't have adequate transportation to get our players to the game. Instead of concentrating on strategies and getting ready for the big game, our coach had to figure out how to get his players to the actual game. Thankfully, with the help and guidance of Mr. Davis, that issue was taken care of, and we had buses for our players to get to the CIF game. During the rest of the school year, there were more transportation issues with multiple sports. The girls' flag football team had to wait an hour after their game was over for a bus to arrive to bring them home because it had to return to Banning to take kids home after a dismissal from school. During winter, there was only 1 bus available, so both girls' basketball and soccer had to ride together, causing one of the teams to wait for hours before their actual game. Baseball and softball teams also had to share 1 bus, causing the coaches to drive their personal vehicles again to get all necessary safety equipment down to the game. The baseball team also had to leave early to a game because the bus had to return to take kids home at the end of the day, causing the team to wait hours before their game. Track and field had to leave at 2 different times for one of their track meets because there was only 1 bus available for a team of 75. Those are only a few issues I know of at Banning High. I'm sure there are other issues with other school sites during the school year. I urge you all to please look into the transportation department and figure out what is going on to cause such issues. Whatever issues seem to be going on in the department are in fact hindering the students throughout the district. With the next school year approaching, it is my duty to speak up on behalf of the student athletes to ensure that they have adequate transportation for this next school year. I thank you for your time, and I would also like to thank the employees in the transportation department for their countless hours of driving our students safely to and from events. I hope whatever is going on can be resolved for their benefit as well. I would like the item to be followed up on the next agenda, possibly to get answers to ensure that our next school year will have better transportation scheduling. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2, closed session. The board will now go into closed session. The time is 5:38. Item 3, open session. We are back from closed session. The time is 7:06. Clerk Anguiano, please take roll.
Trustee Martinez Lara,
Present.
Trustee Novales, not present. President Ruiz,
Present.
Trustee Troutman,
Present.
and then Clerk Anguiano, present. Please let the record reflect that we have a quorum.
Item 3.1, report from closed session. Clerk Anguiano, please share.
In closed session, the Board of Trustees approved the appointment of Byron Williams for Assistant Principal, Nicollet Middle School. Motion was made by Trustee Troutman, seconded by Clerk Anguiano, and carried on a 4-0 vote. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so that was item 2.3. Item 2.1, personnel matters. In closed session, the board received information and was updated. Item 2.2, in closed session, the board received information and was updated.
Good evening, President Ruiz, Clerk Anguiano, Member Troutman, Superintendent Davis, community members, it is my distinct pleasure to stand here before you and on behalf of the Banning Unified School District Board of Trustees and Superintendent Terrence Davis, we are excited to announce Dr. Byron Williams as middle school assistant principal for the Banning Unified School District. Dr. Williams, oh, you threw me off there with your clap. You were almost going to clap. I'm sorry. Dr. Williams brings extensive educational experience, having held various instructional roles across multiple school districts. Most recently, he taught visual and performing arts in Coachella Valley Unified School District and previously served as a classroom teacher for grades 3 through 5 in the Palm Springs Unified School District. He also taught music in Desert Sands Unified School District, where he created and led an honor choir in addition to his teaching responsibilities. He is also a proud graduate of Banning High School and served our military for 8 years. Dr. Williams has earned his doctorate in education with a focus on curriculum and instruction from Liberty University. He also holds 2 master's degrees, one in teacher leadership and the other in educational administration. Additionally, he earned his Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts from Ashford University. Please join us in welcoming Dr. Byron Williams to the Banning Unified School District.
Oh, I'm supposed to speak. Thank you so much. It is a great honor and a great privilege to be part of this school district. I am honored and elated to begin the work that needs to be done. So thank you so much for the consideration. Thank you so much for the appointment, and let's go, let's go, let's go.
Item 3.2, opportunity for community comments. Have we received any community comments?
No comments.
Are there any comments now? Okay, seeing none. Item 3.3, BTA comments. I would like to welcome BTA President Anthony Garcia to the podium.
He is not present, but he did email me his comments that I will read now. Good evening. I was not able to make it to the board meeting tonight, but wanted to make sure I thank the school board for their help in closing out negotiations on a new contract. I am hopeful that the district will actually be willing to have meaningful discussion about SPED, a camera policy, and diapering in the fall. The sudden ridiculous fear of actually putting things in writing when we both agree on something has really put a strain on labor relations. The district should not be afraid of a grievance. It is simply a way of notifying the district that there is a problem and it allows both sides to work out that problem without involving an outside agency such as OSHA or the California Department of Education. It is only when we cannot agree on a resolution and have to call in a mediator that a grievance becomes a problem. I also know the district has a desire to help with SPED, and their hope is that they can fix the problems on their own without negotiations. But I remain skeptical that anything will change when the new plan is just keeping everything as status quo. Status quo has led many SPED and general education teachers to become burnt out, and that is why we can't just let this go. Thank you, and I hope that everyone can enjoy some time off before we start the new school year.
Thank you. Item 3.4, CSEA comments. I would like to welcome CSEA President Jennifer Serrano. Okay. Item 4.1, superintendent comments.
Good evening, President Ruiz, members of the board, and our community. Just a few things I want to report tonight. First, I want to start by the fires. Seems like there's been a lot of conversations about fires. Last night when I was talking to Angel on the phone, I said to Angel, have you been here when we had these challenges? And Angel had to remind me, yes, I started 2 weeks after the train incident at Cabazon. And so I had forgotten about that. I had forgotten about the fires that we experienced. We've had several challenges. So we're prone to that. We're prone because we live in a space like that. Our environment is changing. But I do want to say this. First of all, to the firefighters. Last night, going to the high school and seeing the parking lot filled with fire crews from all over the place, I was a little taken back by that because they show up and they take care of business. And then going this morning, there wasn't that many people there, but as I was leaving, they were coming in from all over the state. All over the state, they come in to help communities. And I don't know, I'm saying this, I don't think they think about where I'm going, they think about what I'm here to do. And so I just want to thank our firefighters. They did an outstanding job today, aerial and on the ground, making things happen, but also our staff. Last night, there were so many conversations that took place. And one thing that I know about our staff, I know this in my heart because I see it. They show up and they make sure things are taken care of. So I want to thank each of you for being masterful, for being here and making things go smoothly. Thank you very much. It means so much to our students in our community. And we'll be able to return tomorrow to summer school. The next thing I want to talk about is our summer work. We have a lot of things going on from MOT and facilities. And I just want to highlight one component, and that is Nicollet Middle School. I think I threw a tantrum in the beginning of the year, the calendar year. I don't know if you guys remember that outside of the site. I'm prone to throw tantrums, but I was in a frustration state given what I saw. And, you know, it takes a lot of money and time to improve things. But as we speak, some of you guys on the outside, you see that Nicollet mural has been repainted. It's beautiful. That was great work of keeping it the way it was, but also making it beautiful. The gym inside has been gutted, everything removed. Every bleacher, everything has been removed. It will have a brand new floor. It will have brand new bleachers. It's going to be beautiful. And that's the start, right, of ensuring that we have facilities for our students. That way we have spaces. We have air conditioning units being worked on that never came with the school buildings over 100 years ago or whatever it is. So we're doing a lot of things, so thank you for that hard work. And then I want to say to Johnny Baker, I want to thank you for your commitment to our district. I know you are loyal to our district, and I know you care about our students 100%. These jobs are not easy. None of the jobs in a school district are easy because we deal with students. Let me change that. We work with students and we work with people. So when you work with people, you think it's going away and it's going somewhere else because everyone has a different thought in their head. And you can't make everyone happy and you can't do everything, but you have to do something. So I will just say that, Johnny, the partnership that we've had for the last 3 years, I really appreciate that. And I'm really looking forward to your leadership at Himmeling Elementary. And finally, I'm really looking forward to the start of our new school year. And so our welcome back will be on August 4th. That will be in our Performing Arts Center at the high school. Really looking forward to that. And then the first day of school, which will be August 7th. Until then, we have a little bit more than a week of summer program left. And I hope everyone's getting rest because we're going to ramp it back up and be back to support our students in our community. Thank you.
All right. Item 5, consent calendar.
The recommendation is to approve consent calendar agenda items 5.2 through 5.4 as provided. All matters listed under the consent calendar agenda are considered to be routine and enacted by one motion and vote. There is no separate discussion of these items prior to the time the Board of Trustees considers the motion, unless a member of the board or administrative staff requests that specific items be discussed and/or removed.
Do we have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar agenda as provided?
I move.
I second.
I have a motion from Trustee Troutman and a second from Clerk Anguiano. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Item 6.1, academics, adoption of local control and accountability plan, LCAP.
This item is for the board to adopt the 2025-26 Local Control and Accountability Plan, Federal Addendum to the LCAP, and Budget Overview for Parents.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 6.1? I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from myself and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 6.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Item 6.2, Business Services, Adoption of the 2025-26 Proposed Budget Financial Report.
This item is for the board to adopt the 2025-26 proposed budget financial report.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 6.2?
I move.
I'll second.
I'm going to let Victor speak and then we can have discussion and questions.
Hey, good evening, President Reese, Clerk Anguiano, distinguished board members, members of the Banning leadership team, and the community here in person and over the wavelengths. Today, I am providing an update on what was the preliminary budget back on June 12th and being able to refine our budgeting as we continue to make adjustments as it relates to negotiations. But before that, I would like to give a special thanks to Mr. Ramos and the budget team for being able to turn this budget around in such a short amount of time. A lot of work goes into this, and definitely appreciative of his efforts and the team to continue to be flexible. Getting right into the budget cycle. We're now here at the final phase of the budget cycle as we're making a recommendation to approve the proposed budget. The LCAP was just approved in the last board item here, and before July 1st, we should have an enacted budget by the state. We have great news. The governor and the legislature has reached an agreement in terms of the state budget on June 24th, and it does include funding for universal transition kindergarten, which was questionable at some point. Also, one-time funding in the form of a student supports and professional development discretionary block grant. And last but not least is restoring the purchasing power that we lost in the Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant a few years ago. The major changes to the multi-year projections include the impacts of negotiations, and we have here two tables, one showing the combined three-year projections for the 25-26 fiscal year and two subsequent years. I would like to focus on the table right beneath that, focusing only on the unrestricted general fund. We do see here that expenditures outpace revenues every year and total at about $3.4 million in a three-year budget cycle. The reserves for economic uncertainties in the third out year, 27-28, is at 4.98% based on these projections. And that is a little above over the 4.5% reserve for economic uncertainty requirement set by the board. Altogether, when looking at the reserve cap, which includes assignments as well as a component of the fund balance, we do see a 7.96%, 7.07, and a 6.05% reserve cap percentage in those three fiscal years. Another major change from what was presented back on July 12th is the budget transparency report as it relates to fund balances and assignments and commitments as well. And do want to point to your attention to the item here, 5J, and the committed balances at $4.390 million. This particular line item is a budget stabilization commitment to be able to support the district in providing the same level of service should one-time fundings or when one-time funding is exhausted, and provide the district a bit of a soft landing to be able to adjust any of the services that are being provided as we've currently have built. As a reminder, we are building a foundation. We're adding additional services in the form of human capital to be able to provide services for students and leveraging restricted resources and one-time resources as well. And so that is one of the major changes. I do want to note that even though we see this dollar amount and $4.39 million every year in this particular table, it does not mean that is a total of $13.2 million. It is a savings account, if you will, with a dollar amount if we have the expenditure materialize, for example, item G, labor's relations, that is the cost of the increase to health and welfare. Well, once that is exhausted and is moved up to expenditures in a subsequent year, it then is eliminated as a fund balance component or commitment. And so all that to say as well that we also, through working on what's on the project list for Measure O, we're able to move out about $2 million in capital facilities expenditures that were at some point committed in the general fund. And now that we do have the additional bond dollars, and we can shift that over. And so it is a continuous balancing act in figuring out how to maximize our most restricted dollar first, move things out of the general fund as much as possible, yet be able to provide a level of service. In this case, making sure that we're taking care of our facilities, we're taking care of keeping the lights on, and also taking care of our labor partners and overall staffing needs as it relates to compensation. With that, next steps after the approval, it's submitting the budget over to the Riverside County Office of Education, where we're expecting a budget approval. Also expecting for the enacted budget by July 1st. And again, good news is that we have a balanced budget here at the state level and an agreement between governor and the legislature. And at this point, we're not expecting a 45-day budget revision. Thank you very much for your time. Are there any questions?
All right, if there's no discussion or any questions, I have a motion from Clerk Anguiano and a second from Trustee Troutman to approve item 6.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 6.3, Educational Services, Dashboard, Local Performance Indicators, Self-Reflection. This item is information only. Are there any questions or comments? Of how our district has done? Correct, Dr. Kazi-Bush. It's a self-reflection of where the district is standing as far as misassignments and such.
Yes, it actually has to do with the actual indicators that are not necessarily mandated on the state's dashboard. Typically on the state's dashboard, we'll see things as it relates to suspension rates, actual academic achievement based on test scores, and other elements of school climate and attendance. The local indicators are things that we collect based on a self-reflection. And those could include perceptions of students and parents' feelings on safety and climate, as well as basic materials. Do we have textbooks? Do we have adequate facilities and the like?
Well, I'm going to ask you, Dr. Kazi-Bush, since you've been with us already several years, what is your self-reflection as to our LCAP and how we've been doing? Or, yeah, our local performance indicator.
I think we have made significant improvement on the levels of parent and community engagement. Having gone out to each of the school sites this last cycle for the LCAP and made 2 trips to each site to collect input, there's been great conversation with staff in terms of, number one, our transparency with the LCAP, kind of demystifying it, making it accessible, easily understandable, and then more importantly, just talking through what each of the goals mean. Academic achievement, what does that mean? The actions that fall under academic achievement, the money is meant to support the actions to increase student achievement. And similarly for parent and community engagement, what are things that we can do better to improve with? We've had lots of conversations about that. And also student safety. What are we doing on our school sites to create an environment where students feel safe? And perceptions are very important because that determines sort of how we engage. But being able to have all of us on the same page in terms of, yes, we've made a lot of growth and improvement, which we have. But I also think it's more important to think about ways that we can continue to improve. And so to answer your question, I think we've made a lot of improvement. with each of our goals, and I think we still have a lot more work to do.
Thank you. No questions? All right. Ms. Martinez Laura, did you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Item 6.4, Business Services, revised certification of signatures.
This item is for the board to approve the revised certification of signatures.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 6.4?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from clerk Anguiano to approve item 6.4. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.1, Educational Services, Board Policy, Second Reading and Adoption, Mobile Communication Devices.
This item is for the board to adopt Board Policy 5131.8, mobile communication devices as provided.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.1? I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from myself and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 7.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.2, Educational Services, 2025-26 student trips.
This item is for the board to approve school sites to attend, participate, and represent Banning Unified School District in various in-state, out-of-state, and/or overnight student trips during the 2025-26 school year, contingent that each request be individually considered and approved by the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.2?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 7.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.3, Educational Services, District Quarterly Report on Williams Uniform Complaints. This item is informational only. Are there any questions or comments? Item 7.4, Educational Services, Boys and Girls Club of San Gorgonio Transitional Kindergarten Support Agreement.
This item is for the board to approve the Boys and Girls Club of San Gorgonio Transitional Kindergarten Support Agreement.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.4?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions?
Is this our first time having the Boys and Girls Club with TK, or have we had them previously? I can't recall.
We have worked with the Boys and Girls. The Boys and Girls Club has supported us before with our traditional before and after school program, which did include transitional kinder.
Okay. And it's at Florida Street, correct?
Florida Street does have a program, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? No. I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 7.4. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Did she?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.5, Educational Services, Boys and Girls Club Before and After School Program Agreement 2025-26.
This item is for the board to approve the 2025-26 Boys and Girls Club of San Gorgonio Before and After School Program Agreement.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.5?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? Do we just want to clarify or state for the record that they won't be at every school site?
Absolutely. And so we are working with them for 2 separate programs. And this year, we, at a previous board meeting, the board approved Right at School to support some of our schools for before and after school programming and Boys and Girls Club. for after-school programming. And the difference has to do with the funding in terms of maximizing use of our ACEs, which is our after-school safety and education support funding first. And we have to meet certain attendance requirements. And for those schools who did not meet those certain attendance requirements, we are working with Right at School. For those 2 schools that did, which would be Central and Cabazon, we're continuing with Boys and Girls Club. For transitional kindergarten and kindergarten support throughout the day, we'll be working with the Boys and Girls Club also, who will still provide different level of support for expanded learning at Florida Street and all of our elementary schools.
So this doesn't affect the middle school, right? Because the middle school
No.
also has it.
Does not impact middle school.
Any other discussion or questions? So I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from clerk Anguiano to approve item 7.5. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.6, Educational Services, Elevo Agreement.
This item is for the board to approve the Alivo agreement.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.6?
I move.
I'll second. Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from myself to approve item 7.6. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 7.7, Educational Services, Riverside County Office of Education Agreement.
This item is for the board to approve the Riverside County Office of Education agreement.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 7.7?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 7.7. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 8.1, Human Resources, Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, Education Specialist District Intern Program.
This item is for the board to approve the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools Education Specialist District Intern Program from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2030.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 8.1?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? Is 5 years typical for this type of contract?
We've typically signed 3 to 5 year agreements with the universities and county programs.
No questions? All right, I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from clerk Anguiano to approve item 8.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 8.2, Human Resources, Tentative Agreements and Memorandum of Understanding, 2025 through 2028 Successor Bargaining Negotiations with Banning Teachers Association.
This item is for the board to approve the tentative agreements and memoranda of understanding reached as part of the 2022-25 successor contract negotiations with the Banning Teachers Association, resulting in a new successor agreement for the 2025-28 school years.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 8.2?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 8.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 9.1, Business Services. Notice of completion, Coombs Multipurpose Room Cafeteria HVAC System.
This item is for the board to approve the notice of completion for the HVAC system work at the Coombs Multipurpose Room / Cafeteria with leading edge air conditioning.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.1?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? Oh, I thought you were touching your button. I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from clerk Anguiano to approve item 9.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 9.2, business services, notice of completion. Nicollet Middle School painting exterior of gymnasium, Tony Painting.
This item is for the board to approve the notice of completion for the Nicollet Middle School painting exterior of gymnasium with Tony Painting.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.2?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions?
I just want to say great job in doing the mural and the painting. I know that our kids are watching. I know when we would drive by, my kids would make a comment about it as they were completing it. So thank you for making our schools welcoming and appealing.
I second that. I think our school is the beautification process. I love watching it. Every day, just maybe not every day, but every time I drive by, it's something's different, and I like it. I like seeing it improve.
Lots of positive Facebook posts. Graduates are coming back and they're loving it. All right, I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 9.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 9.3, business services, adoption of resolutions 26-003, authorizing fund balance commitments.
This item is for the board to adopt resolution 26-003, authorizing fund balance commitments.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.3?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from clerk Anguiano and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 9.3. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 9.4, business services, contractual agreements.
This item is for the board to approve and/or ratify contractual agreements as provided.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.4?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions?
I do have one question, but I can't recall which contract or agreement it was. Hopefully you guys can help me find it. It was one where I think there were 6 teachers that were going to be sent or go somewhere. I didn't write it down. Do you remember when you did agenda review? I think there was one where there were teachers that were going to go do some training, and I wanted to know how we were selecting the teachers for it.
You see airplane.
Is this regarding UC Irvine and the professional development?
Was it that one? I do apologize. I'll do better in writing down my notes.
Well, if you, Ms. Briga, if you can open up that item, and there should be a spreadsheet on that list.
He was there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
okay. Sorry. I don't think I have my glasses on. Sorry.
I don't remember any being just for 6. I know it was at AMS. That's the new, is that our new internet?
I saw it. Yeah, I do apologize. I should have written it down. There's another page. Maybe it's another page. Go down.
Because I know Multitudes is a program.
It was tiny. It's okay. I'll find it later and I can ask about it again. I do apologize, but I know it's in there somewhere.
Was it Stone Ridge Academy that it looks like we are approving it for what already happened? It was for October 2024 to,
That is correct. There's an amendment to the contract for transportation services that were not captured in the last amendment. So this is a second go around and increase in this particular contract.
okay. Any other discussion or questions?
Actually, yeah, sorry. For the transportation contracts, are those also for, will the, sorry, I can't get it out. Field trips. Are those specifically for field trips, or is that to help, say, when we're short-staffed with drivers?
This is specifically for field trips or charter services, correct?
Thank you.
So which ones are we going to use for sports? Would we use these as well for that or no?
Generally, we would like to use our transportation department staff to provide those services, but I'll invite Mr. Page here to provide some information on that.
Yeah, so when we become short-staffed, or if we were to unfortunately become short-staffed, then, like she said, which one would we utilize to help fill in?
We take quotes from all three of them, and we always go with the lowest one. If they quotes back to us, those that are available. We use them for both field trips and athletics when necessary, when we don't have the staff. But fortunately, we've recently hired a fully certificated licensed bus driver. We're interviewing another one this week, and we have 2 more people in our training program. So hopefully, our staffing will improve.
But just for the sake of an argument, if there's a athletic trip planned, and let's say something comes up where a bus driver isn't there that day or whatever, do we contact some of these contract agencies to see if they can help us at the last minute?
Yes, we do.
And how much notice would they need?
It depends on the size of the trip itself. Typically, they like 7 days' notice, but they will take as short as 4 hours' notice if they have the availability.
Great.
Do we ever, has it ever happened where we have an assignment already contracted out and then it gets canceled and then it gets filled in by our transportation?
That has only taken place one time, and what had happened in that case is we contracted it out, and then a driver that was out on extended leave came back to work, and we were able to fill that trip, and we were able to cancel that trip and not be charged for it.
And what is our communication protocol when that occurs?
I'm not quite understanding the
Like,
question.
how soon do you inform the school site or the group of students that would be utilizing that?
We try to notify them as soon as possible.
And hopefully that saves us money as well, correct?
Correct.
Any other questions or discussion? I have a motion from Clerk Anguiano and a second from Trustee Troutman to approve item 9.4. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Item 9.5, Business Services, Monthly Fiscal Services Reports.
This item is for the board to approve monthly fiscal services reports, bank reconciliations, purchase orders, warrant summary, and commercial warrant registers.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.5? I'll move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from myself and a second from Clerk Anguiano to approve item 9.5. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. Well done, ladies. Item 10.1, Board Member Comments.
Okay, I'll go first. So first of all, I want to welcome Dr. Williams to the team. Excited to see you at Nicollet. I hope I hope we do positive change and create that safe learning environment for our students. Looking forward to seeing you there. Mr. Baker, thank you for your service. I know all journeys are different for everyone, and with all those journeys, we learn many, many new things. And I hope that they're able to help support you as you continue your journey as a principal, and that it goes really, really smoothly and well at Hemmerly. And a few weeks ago, we did a few site visits of our summer school schools, and it was really nice to see our kids and our teachers in action. Thank you for working so hard to provide this opportunity for our students and our families. I know it's not easy, and it's a lot of planning. I know there's always a lot of planning as you're finishing up the academic school year, you're getting ready for summer school, and then on top of that, you're getting ready for the new academic school year. So I know it's a lot of work, and I thank all of you guys for doing your very best. And I'm excited for the new academic school year as well. And I just hope everyone continues to rest and to be kind to one another and be compassionate, because I know that we all struggle with different things, and this world is unpredictable in events that occur. We have this fire, we've had other things occurring in our surroundings. And so hopefully everyone does self-care. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I would like to also welcome Dr. Williams. You are going to be a welcome addition to the to the Nicolette family, and I look forward to what you will bring to the school. I know Dr. Thomas will appreciate your hard work and dedication as well. I would also like to thank Mr. Baker for his time and dedication to the Banning Unified School District. We have appreciated your time and hard work that you've done thus far, and we appreciate you, and I'll miss you. And I'd also like to thank everyone for their hard work and dedication throughout this summer school year, for what they've done throughout this 24-25 school year. I look forward to the 25-26 school year and what these kids are going to do, and I hope everyone has a restful month of July.
Do I go?
Yeah, Lucy, go ahead.
I just want to say welcome to Dr. Williams as well. Can't wait to see what you do over at Nicolette. Thank you, Mr. Baker, for all your hard work and dedication as always. Thank you to all the emergency services. I saw a bunch of our Banning Unified School District cars going up and down the street, making sure that everything was taken care of. My kiddos wanted to donate water to the firefighters, so I got to go down there and I saw the same sight as Mr. Davis, and it was quite a sight to see. It was spectacular to see all the emergency services out there putting all the hard work in to keep our town and our high school safe. Thank you to everyone that did all the hard work for summer school. And thank you for everything that you guys do on a day-to-day basis. And as Ms. Anguiano said, please, please, please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and do lots and lots of self-care for the remainder of the summer.
I'm just going to reiterate everything they said. Welcome, Dr. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Baker, for all your love and loyalty and dedication to the district. I want to thank the emergency services and all of you for everything you did with helping get the fire out. This community is amazing, and I think when push comes to shove, we all come together despite differences and different opinions. I want to thank everyone who's working hard at summer school, and I'm thankful for all those little bodies and souls that are attending and learning things. I'm excited. I think we have some good things that we're adding to our district for next year, and we're hoping to see more significant improvement. I'm using Dr. Causey Bush's words, and just see great things for Banning. And I just want to thank all of you for being here tonight and for your dedication. Please do get some rest and get ready, because we're going to hit the ground running next year. All right, item 11.1, future board items. Do we have any future board items? Do we want to add transportation on as a discussion, as a follow-up? You guys agree with adding transportation? Anything else? Okay, in August. Okay, so instructional program, because he didn't have his mic on.
And then at our next meeting, are we going to have like a recap of summer school and our programs? Yeah.
All right, anything else, ladies? I want to thank both of you as well for sticking in there with me tonight, and Lucy for being online. Item 14.1, adjourn meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move.
I second.
I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from clerk Anguiano to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. This meeting is adjourned at 7:53 PM.
Thank you.